on here today. We appreciate the good folks at the End It for Good having us on hand. And we welcome to the program now a little surprise guest. We found him walking around in the halls here. Representative Nick Bain from up there in Appalachia, as I like to call it. Beautiful part of the state. Representative Bain, thanks for taking a couple of minutes to come on the program. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Gerard. It's always good to be with you. And like you said, just walked in the door and saw you here, and glad to accommodate. And thank you for having me.
That's awesome. So first, sorry to see you go from the legislature right now at this point. I know you ran a tough race, a good race, and just didn't work out. Honestly, I enjoyed seeing you on the floor there, working with you here on the program. I'm sure we'll keep doing that. What are your plans at this point?
Well, we're going to we'll be around. I plan to do some work for some people this coming legislature session, working on continuing these issues like we're here today for End It for Good, for these drug abuse, these overdose issues, criminal justice reform issues. Those are things, as you know, that are near and dear to my heart. Yep. And we've worked extremely hard the last 4 years to move the needle, to help people get the help they need instead of just locking them up and throwing them away. Because as you realize, these people that suffer with these, and I call it a disease, it is a disease, they need help, and we need to change the stigma somewhat and give them the help they need so that they can have a life and be productive members of society. I appreciate what End It for Good is doing here and trying to change the narrative about these issues, that it is a mental health issue and not necessarily a law and order issue.
And let's be clear, and please clarify this for the audience, Representative Bain, that we're not talking about people who are dealing drugs, involved in drug distribution or sale of illegal drugs. We're not talking about people who have committed any sort of violent crime, which would also include theft, larceny, all that includes. The legal terminology kind of escapes me. But we're talking about people who just have simple possession.
That's right.
And we're locking them up. And we're not getting them the help they need to quit using drugs.
And then it becomes just an endless cycle for them. And we're locking them up at the click of $20,000 a year, taxpayer money. But that shouldn't be our big issue. The big issue is saving that life and getting them to a place to where they can be, like I said, a productive member of society. But, yeah, you're exactly right. We're not talking about the bad people. We're not talking about the people that need to be locked up. Your sex offenders, your violent offenders, your drug dealers, your traffickers, and people like that. We're talking about the people who are just out here that got caught with some meth that they're trying to fill a void with, that they're using that meth to try to fill a void to heal their pain or whatever the reason they're doing it for. We're talking about those type of people that Gerard, as you know, touches just about every single life, every single demographic in our state. And we need to be better and change our heart with some of those people. So I appreciate you being here and talking about this issue.
Yeah, and also these are people who have never been a threat to society other than themselves. It's threatened their own well-being, honestly. These are not people who have harmed anybody else or stolen their property or anything of the sort. We don't disagree that they should suffer the full consequences of the law. They should be punished for those crimes.
100%. So, yeah, I'll be working on those issues still coming in the legislative session, and still, to your question, I'll be practicing law back in Corinth, doing that stuff. And the Speaker has appointed me on a couple of Speaker Gunn has appointed me to a couple of task force and committees. The Speaker gets several appointments for stuff throughout the state, so I'll be doing that. I intend to stay involved and intend to still be a part of the policy-making decisions of Mississippi.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you down at the Capitol. We got a busy session a couple of months away here, less than a couple of months away. They'll be down there starting it over again. And, one of the things that is top of mind is the state's budget. The governor makes as a priority full elimination of the income tax. I'm sure you're aware of the Legislative Budget Office meetings yesterday. It got a little testy.
It did. It did, and it needs to happen, the elimination of income tax. I think the state of Mississippi can bear it. I think that, the House had plans. We did it a couple years ago, and I think it's I live next to Tennessee, and I can tell you people that live in Tennessee and work in Corinth, and the reason they live in Tennessee is because they don't have to pay an income tax.
Yeah, I've heard some say I would move over the state line there, move into Mississippi if we could equivocate that.
It's true. It's a true story.
Appreciate you taking a little time to come on with us, Representative Nick Bain has been our guest here at the Jackson